Omniscient Reader. We're here. Episode 193. Last time, if I'm not mistaken, we had one of the funniest chapters in a while. Also, it was a break. I'm glad I didn't say that during the discussion last week. It was someone in the comment was like, this was I can't remember who it was. I wish I could remember the names in the comments so I could properly, like when I'm discussing this, say it. But someone was like, it was a great like breath of fresh air after all of the madness that was this whole battle at Paradise and the dungeon and the demons and all that stuff. And I was like, yeah, it's a great point. Like, it was a breath of fresh air. So you had everyone discussing like who Doksha's love's gonna be, and them discovering that he's watching them and chastising him, and then Uriel buying this double S grade item that can test people's love, and that's where the chapter. It was a fun chapter. Now, I don't know what's gonna be in store for this chapter. We're here now, right? All the shippers were there, all the different constellations that were all putting in their 2 cents. I'm not usually one of those, but now that we're here, I don't mind it. What's up, Brown? I don't mind it. So let's hop in. 193. Let's go. Okay. Push. Affection reader grade SS description. An item that lets you determine how your target feels about you. Press the button and think of the person and their name to display the level of affection in the air. Hail the Archangel, you sure are generous. That item can only be bought by platinum members of the Dokkaebi shop, and it costs 100,000 coins. My throat. Constellation Demonic Judge of Fire is hurrying you to use the item. Who should we start with? Since you're holding it, how about we start with you, Yuan? Well, should we? Beep. Constellation Doksha Kim has 54 points of affection for incarnation Yuan Zhang. Now, what is it 54, like 54 points out of what? And is this a real item, or is there some shenanigans? I want to laugh. Right? I want it to be shenanigans. I want it to be like a revelation that Uriel's messing with the numbers. I want to laugh. What's the metric out of? I'll try it next. Show me how Doksha feels about me. She was the MVP of last chapter. Beep. Constellation Doksha Kim has 6 points of 6 points of affection for incarnation. She Lee. I'm sorry. Gil Young has 49 points. Hyung Sung has 50. What did Yuan have? 54? Was that 54? Yes, 54. Hyung Sung had 50. Gil Young had 49. Yu Sung had 56. Doksha Kim, you trash. Bro, if they hand this thing to Jung Yak and he actually goes through with it and the number is ridiculous. Oh no. Oh. Let's see what it is for Sangha. Let's see. Why don't you go next, Jung Yak? Yu Sung was a little happy. She was like, the highest number. Why don't you go next, Jung Yak? I have no time for such child's play. Pissed. The Queen of the Darkest Spring has given incarnation Sangha Yu a special gift. Special gift as in what? What is this? Oh, what? What are we doing? Oh gosh. Why that? That old hag of Olympus. This is what she was wearing. This is what Persephone was wearing when she took the appearance of Sangha. Ah, that's funny. That's hilarious. Are the constellations having a special event? That dress looks expensive. Look at him. So she just won't stop teasing me. Hurry and try it, Sangha. All right, beep. Constellation Doksha Kim has 481 points of affection for incarnation Sangha. Is this the influence of being teased? Right? Is this the influence of being teased? She scored 481 points. That nails it then. So the person Doksha likes is... No, wait. There's still one person you guys haven't asked. You know doing this costs a ton of... Yeah. I think... Oh, hold on. Are we testing something? Wait a second. Can you give me the dress for a moment? So, what do we... Compose yourself. You're a grown man. All right. I don't think I'll be able to fit in this. Wait a second. Oops. Oh, the dress. Constellation Doksha Kim has 481 points of affection for incarnation Huan Zhang. Why did I score 481 points? I didn't even put the dress on yet. Huan, pass the dress to me. Cheating. I was waiting for this kind of shenanigans. Cheating. All right. This is so embarrassing. Oh God. This is why I didn't want them to do this. Oh God. I guess I wasn't a person that he loved. Mister? Yes, I'm sorry you sung high. What's the matter? She can see him. Wait a second. Time out. She can see him. I'm going back to the last chapter really quick, because if I'm not mistaken, wasn't there a panel when Yu Sung didn't know where to look for him? Like they all were like looking around when they realized he was here, right? And everyone was like looking in different, like it was the panel where it's right here where Huan, it was like Huan and Sangha were looking directly at him, and I don't know. No, we don't get to see Yu Sung and how she looks. Never mind. Everyone else. It was everyone else. Okay. I was about to say I wanted to go back for a second. My bad. Put that dress on Shun and watch the scale break. Yep. What's the matter, mister? What? Is this? Mister? You have died? What the? What do you mean you have died? What happened? What just happened? What? All right, let me continue. What the? All right. I remember the first time I read a book. I remember how soft the paper felt on the tip of my finger and how the letters bloomed over the blank pages like flowers. It's our reality, how we met. Okay. How it felt as I flipped the pages over. The letters themselves are not important, but what's between the letters that counts. The letters and the space that was left in between them felt like a field of snow that was reserved only for me. Although it was too small for even someone to lie in, it was the perfect place for the young me who loved to hide. In that space, I became a main character, fell in love, and dreamed. On and on I kept reading. Then, when the story that seemed to go on forever came to an end, and I closed the book for the first time, I remember feeling as if I was ripped out of that little world of mine. Is this the end? Yes, that's the end. As if to teach me how cruel life could be. Is there any more? There's no more. My mother was cold, but wise. Just because you got to the end, that doesn't mean that you've seen everything that book has to offer. Try reading it again. It will be a whole new story the second time you read it. This is a great lesson. How about we read together? That's how I learned to read again. I wonder what my life would be like if my mother had told me something else. If she told me that stories are all fake and that reading them is a waste of life. If that had happened, would I have made more friends? Would I have studied harder, not been bullied, and stood tall against the challenges of life? When I'm curious about this, I should continue reading. I'm listening to his whole dialogue and all of that. And what stands out to me, it's just something that I'm just making like a mental note of and speaking it out loud just so I have it out there. It's this right here. When you get here, where it's like, is there any more? There's no more. Just because you got to the end, that doesn't mean that you've seen everything the book has to offer. I'm taking this and I'm relating it to whenever Doksha got to the end of TWSA and what his eventual like mission, his plan for changing the end to TWSA, where it's like, try reading it again and it'll be a whole new story the second time you read it. To our knowledge, I feel like to our knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, Doksha has yet to read through TWSA again. He's currently living it. But anytime he uses the manifesto that he was gifted, he never reads to the end. He reads what he needs and then stops and then lives and experiences and goes off of his memory. It's been a minute, it feels like, since he's referenced that. I don't know if he's constantly referencing it and it's just something that's not being shown here and it's referenced in the novel. I don't know if he constantly references it or if it's actually been a minute since he's gone back to it and read it. But we've gotten the scenes where he has the ability to read through it really fast and he'll go through it really quick and be like, and he'll then take everything that he needs from it and then continues. But to our knowledge, well, to my knowledge, I should say, he hasn't reread the whole story. He knows the story because he read it and he loves it, but he hasn't reread it from start to finish again to see if he could get something else from it. He's kind of reading as he's going along. Like, kind of what Doksha's doing in a weird way is when we read something and then what we read got an anime adaptation, then you're watching the anime and then you're going back to the source material and you're referencing what's going on and you'll read up to what the next episode will be just to see what the next episode covers, what it cuts out. A lot what people are doing now when they're like, oh, this is missing from this passage, let me tell you this information. So it feels like that's kind of what Doksha's doing now and not necessarily 100% following this. So it's an interesting, let me continue reading. You know, I'm good for stopping and talking and babbling, but it's just something I wanted to spit out where it's like, interesting, he got that lesson and he's thinking about this now and he's wondering all these things, and then the super important moment what he's living, it feels like he's not doing that 100% of the way. Let me continue. Doksha Kim, you seem to have a lot of time on your hands. Who's this? A being who can invade other people's dreams easily. The only beings who can do that other than gods are prophets, but it's not in a Croft. Wasn't there supposed to be 2 prophets? Right? a constellation who possesses the prophet affix, King Oedipus of Olympus. How are you finding our fate? His design is pretty cool. Fate. I thought it had already come true. I died just as you planned, didn't I? This isn't some fate that you can avoid using trivial stories. You must soon decide whose side you'll stand on. I am certain that you'll make the right decision. I won't take anyone's side. You will end up joining Olympus. None of the incarnations I've seen have a story that suits Olympus as much as you do. What the hell are you? Doksha. Whoa. You'll now read everything again. So make sure not to forget any of it. Whoa. Okay. Oh. Succeed the lightning carnival. Because if you don't, what awaits you in the next scenario is permanent death. That's a threat. It feels like a threat. Now, am I supposed to, from this right here, because we had a nice long discussion, it's one of my favorite discussions that I've ever had in any series that I've ever covered on the channel in the 4 years of covering it. Those chapters, whenever we were discovering what Doksha went through, like what his mom did, like how his mom ended up killing the dad and going to jail, writing the book, what he went through. Those are some of my favorite conversations that we had. Now, please don't tell me, right? That's a good one. It's not a threat, it's a promise. Damn, that's a good one. I like that. That fits so much better. Don't tell me. Please don't tell me, because I want to experience this. But I'm just talking out loud. Am I supposed to infer from this that this was an actual conversation that Doksha had with his mother around the death of their dad? Or is this like a weird twist of something playing with his mind and perverting what this sacred memory was? Because Doksha was like, mom was cruel. Where is it? Right? She was cold, but she was wise. And he holds on to this. Like what she gave him, this about reading the book and getting to the end and there is no more, but you reread it again, you get something else. What she gave to him in this, he's held on to it. He's definitely held on to it, but now he's having reservations, second thoughts about it. Like if I didn't do this. And you could even take that into another direction of, because this information did come from his mom, is this the reason why he's second guessing it? But we'll leave that over there. But it's the fact that this was like a cherished memory. Like it's like she introduced reading to him, gave him this outlook. Is this just something, I don't know if it's Oedipus doing this, if it's something else that's doing it, that's taking this memory and perverting it because it's invading his dreams, invading his mind space? Or is this supposed to be something actually? And it's just like, I don't know, because like she's wearing the same thing that she was wearing up there, how they relate it, all of that, but it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And also, am I supposed, like, is he actually dead? Like, that's something. If you guys, did he actually die? Because I don't know if that's like it says you have died, so it's like he actually died. So he had Su Young kill him? This chapter cut off some parts of the novel. Cut off part said his first reading he saw the world through the protagonist. Then the second time he understands the antagonist's views, etc. The way Doksha thinks about reading so relatable, but I guess it is. It really is. That's like the way it switched up in the second half of the chapter was really good. It was really, 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 really Died of embarrassment, literally. It's not. I love. It's not a threat. It's a promise. Don't tell me. Sorry, Bolt. Yes, I don't. This was I went to me back-to-back chapters. I loved them. I love this chapter. Last chapter was fun, lighthearted. It felt good. This chapter picked up on it and gave me that. But then, once again, where it feels like Omniscient Reader knows what it is, teeters this way, it comes back. I did this comparison if you watch my free run reactions, where it's like it knows what it is, it teeters to the funny, comes back to center, teeters to the serious, comes back to center. It doesn't lean and stay for too long, right? It doesn't overstay its welcome in either side. It always returns back to what it is. And it's like this series. This series will lean towards the funny, but come back. It'll go towards the serious, but it'll come back. It knows what it is. It stays in its lane. It executes it perfectly. And this is like the perfect chapter. This is like a quintessential chapter. Action removed, right? Because you got to include the action as well. Action in the series is really good. So it's like the only thing that's really missing in this chapter is action. But if there was like a 4 or 5 panel fight, that couple panels that look really good, then the comedy, then the serious stuff, this would be this is what you expect when you get Omniscient Reader. You get all of this. This chapter is the perfect example of what Omniscient Reader is. Man, the message did inform him that he died. That's why I'm like, so it's like he did die, but it's just like the Doke should tell Su Young to kill him because he knows he has another life. He'll wake up. It's just like, it's crazy. Hey, Siri, shut up. The line I remember the first time I finished the book. It's like being ripped out of my world, hit me way too hard. I sometimes get immersed in fictional stories that I feel a sense of emptiness when I finish. When I read something for a long time, I feel that way. There's some novel stuff about what's missing in the webtoon comments. I always love how the series referring to the mythology stories without explaining which figures that they talk about. Yeah. Also, this is one of my favorite chapters in the novel, solely because of some of the quotes were so relatable. Gotcha. Let me scroll down. The dress was a cheat hack, but the real losers are the readers who got cheated out of accurate reading of perfection until it's on God right. In this chaotic episode, I'd like to spend Toshi's thoughts on rereading with some quotes. We are at novel chapter 175-51. I remember the time I finished the book. Deprived of the world. Ever learned story. My vein sense of betrayal. My young self struggled because I couldn't stand my I'm assuming in the comments part 2. It's the end, perhaps similar to death. The time I realized was finite to read it again. Read the story, trying to know what this meant. Why read a story I already know? And it will definitely be a different story. 2. Stubborn because I was afraid of feeling the deprivation again. Mother said to read it together. Thus, I learned to read. I like that. This is the plotter. It's a perfect comment. Alright, it's a perfect comment. I like that. This was a great chapter. This is one of those. This is what Omniscient Reader is. This is like the perfect description of Omniscient Reader. It's like the perfect representation, of Omniscient Reader is this chapter. Perfect. It's a, you get the funnies, you get the serious, you get the deep introspective thoughts. Great chapter. Absolutely great chapter. I don't got nothing else. This is a great chapter. I wish I could have seen Sanga's real reading. I wish I could have got to see Jung Yak's reading. Yeah, that's it. A chapter where nothing really happened, but also a lot happened. And there's actually absolutely no action. Right. Still interesting. That's what this series is, though. The series is so galaxy brain and deep that you don't need action to be like intrigued, to be entertained. You don't need it. You don't need it. But I would love to see Doksha. Again, just going back to like what I was saying. I feel like it hasn't been explicitly stated to us if he's, in the time that he's been reliving through TWSA, if he's read all of it again. Granted, it's probably an undertaking to read all of it again because it's so long and he probably doesn't have the time to. And he only reads what he needs. But I would love for him to reread TWSA, excuse me. This same comment in mind, and what does he get from it? Like, what would he get from it on a second reading? Like, to me, it feels like he reads what he needs. So it's like, all right, we're in chapter 32 right now, and we're coming up on this. I'm probably gonna read what happens during the 9th scenario. So I'll read chapter 32 or 30, whatever chapters contain the 9th scenario. I'll just read through that. And he can read it faster. Because we had that moment whenever he read through it and it was mad quick and he just went through it, and then he's now in his brain confirming what he just read, trying to like balance what he read and what's actually happening. He did have, I don't remember where it was exactly, but we did have that moment. But it does feel like he reads what he needs. In the station. So it's like he reads what he needs. And I feel like that's probably something I would do too. If I'm currently experiencing this, I'm going to probably reread this section a couple of times. Go through it. See if I can pick anything out. Like, what can I exploit? What's going on? Read a little bit ahead to try to go forward. Or it's just like, it's probably situations where, all right, I'm dealing in this and I'm dealing with this person. And in the story, I know in a couple scenarios from now, I know that this person is responsible for something else. Because I know that, I'll probably go ahead and go over to that down the line, read some of that to clue myself in so I can then be fresh again on what's going on. I think it's part of his attribute that we still don't know, by the way, it makes him read faster. Yeah. He spent like an hour to sit down and read the arc before he left what he wanted Young Gil. Gotcha. Okay. So I would lean, even though we don't see it all the time, I'm just going to guess that before every like big event, even if we don't see it, somewhere, somehow off screen, Doksha like refreshes himself on what's to come. I feel like if he doesn't do that, that'd be kind of stupid. So I'll just keep that in the back of my mind until it's told to me otherwise, right? Until it's told to me otherwise, I'll just think that anytime we come up to like a new scenario, he'll reread the scenario, or he'll reread the arc, or he'll redo something. To be fair, the last 3 arcs he hasn't had the time to sit down and read. That is true too. Because he went from the Nirvana. Excuse me. He went from the Nirvana stuff and dying to the Constellation Banquet, waking up from the Constellation Banquet, and directly coming here and then dealing with all this. So it's like, true, he might not have even had the time to sit down and read. I would like to imagine him miniaturizing, using electrification to charge his phone. So that is true too. So maybe it isn't a good assumption to think that for every arc he sits down. But he's only done that once though, right? We've only seen him once read through TWSA before something. Yeah, Nirvana was totally not. I thought Nirvana was early. I thought Nirvana was scenarios early. Like Nirvana wasn't supposed to be the 8th scenario, but like the 10th or the 12th scenario, something like that. But I thought he was early. That's what I thought. I could be wrong. I thought he was early, and then those beasts that they fought, 10th. I thought in the beasts that they fought, the endless rounds, that was the endless rounds was something that never happened in TWSA ever. It was something that never happened, that they experienced, that they had to go through, where all the monsters were showing up in the city and it just wouldn't end. They just continuously spawned until whatever requirement was fulfilled. I forgot what it was, but that's something that never happened, and that's something that Dokcha was like, whoa, like what the hell is going on? Because what the hell is this? I don't know what this is. It would be like if any of us were in our favorite series and something mad weird happened, you'd be like, what the hell is going on? This never happened in the series. And then you'd be like, sure enough, nah, it just didn't happen. And then it's just like, oh snap, this is like one of the first like true signs of right, yeah, either half of soul dies or the strongest incarnation. Thank you. I mean, fog. It's like I remember bits and pieces of stuff, but not everything. It's thank you. I was like, it's something. It's this, and this, but I don't remember the exact reason. Aye. But yeah, it was that. I forgot what point I was making. But yeah, that's what we were talking about. So, I don't remember. Whatever point we were talking about, point was me. Forgive me. Forgive me. Like I said, Dokcha is lucky that the story has set checkpoints right. That it has to meet, otherwise he would have dramatically changed all of 2 years. That is true. You make that point. I actually need to like attach to it. I have to actually like think about it, because it's something that I'll definitely forget for sure. It's definitely something that I'll forget about. Because that was was it a complaint? I complained a lot at the beginning of this series because I didn't like it. Right, I complained a lot, but it was definitely one of my things of. Matter of fact, I think I mentioned this last week. It was one of my things of why would you be so aggressive? Why would you be so aggressive in attempting to change things when it would like devoid, is that the right word? Devalue your cheat code. Like you have the whole story in the palm of your hands, literally. And if you were to do anything too crazy, you would mess it up and drastically move it off course. So I think I need to log that in my brain, the fact that the scenarios happen. And so far, all of the scenarios have been pretty much the same, right? They've been the same. They've had like these scenarios have to happen, and they're twisted a little bit from what they originally were, but it's enough the same that I could read back and still understand what's going on. So that's something I got to think about. He did try to change a lot to USA by now. He has, for sure. He's taken a lot of things that he keeps all his companions alive. He changed Junghyak's attitude. The thing to note is a lot of the things that Junghyak is supposed to do, Dokcha's doing. A lot of the things that Junghyak is supposed to be doing, Dokcha's doing. So now Junghyak is doing completely different things. Like he's not doing damn near anything that he did in TWSA. Dokcha's kind of occupying the main character route. All like training with the wolf dude, getting Way of the Wind, and all these things. Like he's doing all of the events that Junghyak is supposed to be front and center for. And Junghyak shows up sometimes in those events, but not all the time. Or Junghyak will be in a situation and Dokcha will come in and alter the situation completely. So that's something to note as well. It's like Junghyak has still found a way to be main character busted, but not follow the story that was written for him. There's something there, but my brain, I don't know where to go. What I just said, there's something there. I can feel it. I can feel like if I were to like think about what I just said and expound on it, I might get something. I don't got it right now, but I know that there's something there. He also has multiple different regression attempts, which are all different ways to get through the scenarios to go off, so you can approach each scenario with a lot of info. Right? That's crazy, but right. Plot armor transcends plot. Yeah. What a chapter. I really liked the back half of this chapter. It's, to be fair, whenever Doksha's mom shows up and he thinks about her or like anything of the sort, we're in for some good stuff. We're in for some good stuff. That's a constant. It's a constant. Whenever she was revealed to be his mom, like she was showing up with a mask and stuff, so you could guess. But whenever it was revealed that she is his mom, we've been in, anytime she's shown up, it's always been something good. Always. Whether it was the backstory, whether it was when she was with Sangha and Nirvana, and we always are in for something good. This little moment right here, just looking back at the past, always. Didn't she go off in a certain direction? I can't remember where she went. She went off in a certain direction, and we're like, we'll eventually cross paths with her again. I would like to. There's some. We need to talk. We need to talk. We need to talk. Yeah. All right. Doksha won the Tumblr poll of which best Jungyak always corrects. Say that again? I'm confused. Because he's Jungyak you. Doksha won the Tumblr poll of which best Jungyak always correct. I don't understand. I feel like it's something funny. I don't understand. Intently read that chat. I also wonder, what were the points out of? It doesn't seem like there's a level cap. So it's like 40, like it ranged from 6 to 56. That's pretty low. Fans on Tumblr made a poll of which version of Jungyak is the best Jungyak. And Doksha. That is funny. That's funny. That is funny. Which version of Jungyak is the best Jungyak? And Doksha won. That's funny. That's hilarious. Damn it! I was about to say something. Come on. I need to go to bed. That's two things. It's gone. I was dead about to say something. I was about to open my mouth. Say something, it's gone. Damn it. It's gone. I don't have it. I'm calling it. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. That I won't let myself get to a third thing that I think of and forget. I'm gonna call it here. Thank you guys. This will be up tomorrow morning. So if you're watching this on YouTube, happy Wednesday. Thank you guys for swinging by. I appreciate you. Look forward to a video coming out this week. The continued Rebirth stuff. New series are starting this week too. Will there be Tower God next week? Yes. Life has been kicking my butt on Mondays. Life has been kicking my butt on Wednesday. I said Wednesday or Mondays. kicking my butt. But I'm gonna do a big Tower God stream next Monday. Planning on it for sure. For sure. I left off in the middle of something good. I'm not trying to miss it. So definitely a big stream. There's gonna be the return of a series anime reaction this week. There's gonna be a new series starting this week on the channel. And then there's gonna be a free run video, and then I'm hoping to get the solo leveling video out Saturday, and then we're gonna stream Saturday anime Saturday, free run, solo leveling. I don't know if we're gonna do a movie, possibly play a game, a bunch of stuff. So, and then my hero's gonna be on Sunday too. So, thank you guys. I appreciate you. Have a good rest of your week if I don't see you. Have a good weekend coming up if I don't see you. Hopefully, God willing, I'll see you guys right back here next Tuesday for 194. So again, thank you. I appreciate you. I'll see you. Peace out.